Hey everyone, thank you guys so much for tuning in to Club on the Go. We're so glad to have you. I'm Mr. Sergio from University Terrace, and we have a very special guest today. Today we have
It's Tasia from University Terrace.
shout out to University Terrace, shout out to all of our sites. As always, if you're watching and you attend one of our sites, or if you're a club member or if you are a staff at our sites, make sure to comment down below and let us know which site. If you're watching from another city and state, please also let us know which city and state. As always, do not post any personal information in the comments, and if you comment, we'll make sure to shout you out. So first off, we're gonna go over some safety tips. So as always, you wanna make sure that if you sneeze or if you cough, you do a little dab. And then you wanna make sure to clean that off once you sneeze. So maybe with some wipes or some hand sanitizer. You always wanna make sure there isn't any germs left. Another tip is that
Also, to keep your hands out of your face, especially if you wear glasses, because I do, and I know you have them, push them up, or make sure you keep hand sanitizer and thoroughly.
we also want to make sure to practice social distancing. So if you go out to certain places, you might see that they have stickers on the floor or tape and things like that. So you always want to watch out and make sure that you're following social distancing just to stay safe. You also want to make sure to keep at least 6 feet apart from someone in a social setting. If you see your best friend, don't high five them, but instead give them a elbow bump. You can also do an air hug. So lots of awesome ways to still show everybody that you care about them without actually coming in contact to them. So another tip that we have is you want to wash your hands every chance that you get if you've been out and touching stuff. Last week we did a video on cross-contamination, and that's a very interesting thing that happens. So we want to make sure that even if we're wearing gloves, we're careful with what we're touching, and we always wash our hands for at least 20 seconds. Also use hand sanitizer if you don't have any access to washing your hands with soap and water. We also did a experiment where we showed you guys how soap actually cleans your hands, so you can check that out in one of our previous videos. And lastly, basically, if you don't feel well, make sure that you let your parents know, let someone know. As always, do not think that it's the worst. It is flu and allergy season, so we everyone might not feel the best, but it's always important to tell someone that you're not feeling well and get that checked out.
Yes, and make sure you dispose of the gloves, because a lot of people tend to throw the gloves everywhere, throw them in the trash.
Yeah, so gloves, face masks, they definitely go in the trash. We want to recycle, we want to throw trash where it goes, we don't want to litter. So yeah, so we have a few comments so far.
Hey y'all.
Shout out to Mr. Jeremiah. Shout out to Miss Katie at Lori. Shout out to Miss Pat at Buchanan. Shout out to Miss Jan from Bel Air.
Miss Danielle.
Shout out
T.
Shout out to Miss Regina from Lori. Shout out to Amber. Shout out to Miss Megan. Shout out to Mr. Charles. Thank you guys so much for joining. As always, comment and we'll give you a shout out, and feel free to interact with us. So we have a really fun activity planned out today, but before we get to that, we're gonna kick our day off with Harambe. So I'm gonna start, Miss Tasia's gonna follow, and then we're gonna do a quick round of Boom Chicka Boom. So are you ready, Miss Tasia?
I'm ready.
Okay, awesome, let's do this. It's Monday, and Harambe, BGC is in the house, say what? It's Monday, and Harambe, BGC is in the house, say what? Awesome, so for those of you that may not know, Harambe means coming together, and that's basically what we're all doing right here. We're coming together, you guys are coming together, we're all coming together on Facebook Live. So we're gonna do a quick round of Boom Chicka Boom, and then we're gonna get right to our activity. So would you like to start?
Okay.
Okay, let's do it.
I said a boom, chicka boom.
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 I said a boom, chicka rocka, chicka boom.
I said a boom, chicka rocka, chicka boom.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me see you do it.
Let me see you do it.
Mr. Sergio's way.
Mr. Sergio's way. I said a boom, chicka boom.
I said a boom, chicka boom.
I said a boom, boom, chicka boom.
I said a boom, boom, chicka boom.
I said a boom, chicka rocka, chicka boom.
I said a boom, chicka rocka, chicka boom.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay.
Let me see you do it.
Let me see you do it.
Nobody's way.
Nobody's way.
So we're just gonna look at a few comments and see what's going on. BGC is in the house. Thank you so much, Mr. Charles. Nice moves. Thank you. All right. So before we get started, we are gonna show you guys the materials that we're using today. It's very simple things. It's gonna be really fun. Miss Katie and I have actually done this before, so very excited to do this again. So something that you'll need is a glass container. You can use a glass container like a mason jar, or you can use a water bottle. Both would be fine. You just want to make sure that it's clear so you can see what's going on in there.
Okay. And then you need oil. You need both things to be clear for when you...
So we have some
the,
cooking oil. Another option is definitely, so we have vegetable oil, any kind of oil should work. Another option would be
baby oil.
Baby oil, yes, exactly. So all simple things that you can get at Dollar Tree, things like that. Next we have some food coloring. So we have some blue, purple, pink, orange. Any colors would be awesome. So you definitely want to have some food coloring.
And then... Okay, so we also need water as well.
Yeah, so we just put it in this vase so you guys can see, but you can use any kind of water. You don't necessarily need a vase or for it to be see-through. You just want to make sure you have water. And then last thing that we want is we definitely want to use some sort of Alka-Seltzer or Pico, I believe. So it's basically citric acid. They're those little tablets that you put in water and take whenever you're not feeling well for like upset stomach, things like that. So that's the last thing that you're gonna need. And as always, it's great to have a paper to write what you're doing down. We're gonna make a little hypothesis sheet, and then we have some markers, crayons, things like that. All right, and just right before we jump in, we're just gonna give you a little update on our rock candy. So here we have Miss Danielle's rock candy. And as you can see, it's pretty much still processing in there. I can definitely see some of the sugar attached to the string. We're gonna lift it up a little bit just to see what we got. So as you can see, there's a little bit of sugar that's getting stuck on there, but we definitely have to wait throughout the week to see how the process changes. So so that's a little update on that, and by Thursday there should be actual candy formed in there, so we look forward to that.
This one, very different.
All right, so we're just gonna bring you guys a little bit closer so that we can all have a good view. Shout out to Wildwood. All right. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do today is we are going to take our paper, so any kind of paper is great. You can use construction paper, blank paper, line paper, any sort of paper. And if you've been tuning in, you probably know what we're about to start doing. We're gonna take any color that we want. So I'll take, I wanna use blue. And we're gonna make a hypothesis worksheet for our experiment. So at the top, we're gonna write our name. And then we're gonna write the experiment right next to it. So today we are making, can anyone guess what we're making? I'm sure it's pretty obvious from all the ingredients, but if anyone can guess, we'll give you a shout out. So we'll hold on to the name and we'll skip to the next step. So we're gonna split it into 3 squares. The first 2 squares will have our hypothesis, or what we think is gonna happen. And the second one we're going to use to draw a picture. And then lastly, we're going to have our conclusion, or what actually happened. So here goes your name. The activity name is going to go here, our hypothesis. We're going to draw right here, and then we're going to have a conclusion. Charles guessed lava lamp. Yes, that's exactly what we're making today. Shout out to Charles. Shout out to Winborn. All right, so yes, we're making lava lamps today. So this would obviously fall under STEM. It's very scientific, but it could also fall under art with a purpose because it's also very artistic. It's super fun. Okay, so the reason why we chose this activity is because I know it's a little late, but we do want to celebrate Earth Day a little bit. So we're gonna, we were planning on using Earth Day colors like blue and green, but we might not end up doing that. But this is a really cool activity that you can do for Earth Day or any sort of environmental project. So basically, if you do Ultimate Journey, this is something really cool that you could add to that one day. And most of the things you can find in your kitchen, or you can just go out and get real quick. You don't have to use mason jars, you can use a water bottle. So it's really fun. So once again, our materials that we need are cooking oil, water, food coloring, a glass jar or a water bottle, Alka-Seltzer tablets, and you're gonna make a worksheet to put all your salts in there. We're getting a lot of parts. Thank you guys so much for all the love. So step one is to gather your ingredients. We have done that. So we're gonna start with our jar. We have our jar. So the first step is you're gonna take your water and you're gonna fill it up about 2/3. So we're gonna fill it up to about right here. So pretty simple.
It's the oil, right? 2/3 of the oil.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Miss Asia's right. We're not using the water first. We're using the oil first. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So yeah. So you definitely want to start with the oil, not the water. My apologies for that. So about 2/3. I'd say that's about right.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go. So the cool thing about these little mason jars that we have is that they do have measurements right here. So we stopped right at where it says 300.
Okay.
All right. So we fill up our lava lamps about 2/3 of the way. And you can always, once you've done this experiment, you can always experiment with it, see if maybe you should add more, you should take some away. But for now, we're just going to go with the instructions that we have. So it does say fill it up to 2/3. And some questions you can think of is what would happen if you didn't use oil at all? What if you would just use water, or if you use something else, another substance like hydrogen peroxide or alcohol, what kind of reaction would happen then? So those are great things to have in consideration. All right, so the next thing is we want to fill our jar the rest of the way with water. So now we're going to take the water and we're going to fill our jar the rest of the way. I think we should fill it up to about here. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll take our water, we'll pour it in there carefully. It's about the rest of the way, and if you guys can see, there's already a reaction going on. So as you see, we have a lot of bubbles going on. So adding the water already started something. I think it looks pretty cool already. Can't wait to see what it looks like with all the colors.
Oil and water don't mix.
All right, so the next step is that we're gonna add our drops of food coloring, and then we're gonna observe what happens. So right before we do that, I think we did skip a little step. So on our worksheet, we're actually gonna write our opinion or hypothesis on what's gonna happen. So I know that water and oil don't really mix, so I'm gonna say that they won't mix, but they'll come in contact with each other. So I don't think the water and oil will mix. So I think that's the point of the whole experiment, that they don't mix, and that way it looks really cool and makes all these awesome effects.
My hypothesis is because oil and water don't mix, when you put the food coloring in there, once it drops, do the drop, it's gonna keep the form of a ball until you put the Alka-Seltzer Plus, and then that's when, like, the effects of the lava lamp is gonna happen.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's a great hypothesis. So if you guys can see, all of the oil is now right here in the middle, and all the water is sank to the bottom. So we're definitely right about it not mixing, but they do meet in the middle, so that's pretty cool. So real quick, we're gonna draw what we think this experiment's gonna look like. So we'll take some crayons. What colors would you like to use?
I think I use purple and blue.
Okay. Purple and blue. And I think the colors that I'm going to use are blue and pink. Let's see how that goes. So I'll take blue and pink. I know this blue that we have for food coloring is a little like blue-greenish, so I think that's going to look really cool. So we'll draw our little mason jars and what we think is going to happen. And if you guys can also, please let us know what you think is going to happen. We're going to check out the comments in a second, and just see what everyone's saying. So let us know what you think will happen. Alright, so this is what I think my mason jar is going to look like, with a little bit of pink, blue, and then bubbles everywhere. Now let's check out Miss Tasia's.
Okay, so I think mine is gonna be like this. This is supposed to be the effects of after the Alka-Seltzer. So you know how it's like shaking up and going each way.
Awesome. Miss Katie said that our members loved making these. They definitely did. We had them around for a while, and every time we had a guest, they would love to show them off. So that was a really fun thing. Shout out to Miss Kiosha. Mr. Charles says he's going to make one after his final today. I know it is finals week. We're all struggling through that. So thank you so much for taking the time to do that. I know it's very...
And good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck to everyone with their finals. Shout out to everyone who's out there studying hard. Good job, everyone. All right. So now we're going to get to the next step, which is we're going to add our food coloring. So I think we want to add... How many drops would you want to add?
Kind of skeptical. Because it looked like in the picture like a lot. Maybe 2, 5 in each cup. Drops.
Yeah, so we'll do 5 of each drops, and we'll see how that works out. So you can go first.
Okay, I want purple and blue.
Okay. And I'll do pink and blue, and I'll just wait till you're done with the blue. So we're going to do 5 drops of each. If you guys want, we can come up here and show you a better view. All right, here we go.
Okay, I did my 5.
That's cool. I like how they're not really mixing. They're kind of just going on their own.
Mine looked like it formed one big glop at the bottom. But
Okay,
I have
so mine didn't do that, but that's interesting.
One single one.
Can I borrow the blue? Thank you. So we're gonna add 5 more drops. Now it does kind of look like it's all coming together.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Cool. So they do kind of meet up at the bottom, and that's totally fine. All right, so we're getting close to our grand finale. So the last part is we're gonna drop a tablet of Alka-Seltzer, or in this case, Picot, into our mixture, and we're gonna see what happens. So we're definitely gonna get closer to you guys so you guys can see the reaction that occurs.
Sure. You wanna put the top on this? So I can put this on. Cause this is gonna like fizz.
I don't think it'll fizz since it's oil. It shouldn't fizz, so we're hoping it won't fizz. We don't think it'll fizz, so we're not gonna put the lid on yet, but we'll have the lid very close just in case that it does. And then the instructions did call for a tablet, and this one is powdery, so we're gonna see what kind of difference that makes, but this should work just as well.
Okay.
And we're gonna add some more afterwards. We're gonna add another packet of this Alka-Seltzer later, see how that changes things up. All right, here we go. All right. 3, 2, 1. Okay, awesome. Look, as you guys can see, it's really starting to look like a lava lamp. Everything's moving around. It's pretty awesome. Wow. That's so cool. Can you guys see how all the colors are moving around? Miss Tasia's looks really awesome. Wow. So a lot of the color is coming to the top. Not sure if you guys can see it, but there's a lot of color at the top. So there we go. We have our homemade lava lamps. No need to go out and buy an expensive one when you can just make one yourself.
Yep.
Wow, that is so cool.
I think my purple and my
I think those are great color combinations. We both kind of have the same color going on. So purple and pink have very similar effects. I really like mine, but I feel like Miss Tasia's is really going hard.
It is. Look at the purple. This is so pretty. I want to
so
do this
awesome.
again.
And again, you can use different colors. So we actually did end up kind of using our Earth Day theme. It does look a little green and blue. So you can use all sorts of colors in here. I think I'm gonna add some orange just to see what goes on in there. And you can definitely hear it fizzing. So we're gonna add a little bit of orange.
Yes. Hear the reaction. Did that make you go more crazy?
So basically, some questions that we want to address is like, what's in a lava lamp? There's basically, this has to do with physics and chemistry. The liquid is one of the 3 states of matter, and it flows, it pours, and it also takes the shape of the container that we put it in. So if you put this in a water bottle or any other kind of container, it would definitely look different, but it would still have the same effect. And all liquids don't mix together, so as we were telling you guys, oil and water don't mix, so they do stay separated, and that's why you get some cool effects in there. And when the 2 substances combine, which is the water and the tablet, or the powder that we just poured in there, it creates a gas called carbon dioxide, and that's why it's bubbling so much. And yeah, it looks really cool. I think we're gonna add another packet of the citric acid just to see what happens now. The orange didn't really show up there. I think it kind of just dissolved into the darkness of the blue, but that's okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put the citric acid in there, and then we're going to put the mason jar lid on top and see if that changes anything. So I think essentially if you have a lava lamp like this, you could really just keep it and then kind of add citric acid whenever you want to activate it. So as you can see, there's a lot going on in there. There's a bunch of colors. You can see the orange in there a bit now.
It's bubbling.
Okay, Miss Tasia is a little, Miss Tasia is a little overfilled, but that's okay. It got a little darker, but you can definitely see the awesome reaction going on in there.
Yes, it's look like mine's like.
That's so cool. So I think where we might have gone wrong is we put citric acid in there a little too soon after we had just put one of the packets in there. And it did make it a little darker, but you can still see the reaction going on. So you probably want to wait a little bit before you add some more. So now we'll get to our conclusion. So our conclusion is that, yeah, the water and oil did not mix, and that was the whole point of the experiment. And we created carbon dioxide. So conclusion is we created carbon dioxide by mixing water and citric acid. All right, yeah, this is really cool. It's still going. It did get really dark, but it's still mixing pretty cool. So you definitely want to be very wise with the colors that you choose, just because it can all kind of mix up and make, so now it looks kind of purple, but if you use clear colors, you should be fine, and if you shouldn't use too many colors. So this is what our final experiment sheet looks like. We have what we thought would happen, a picture of what we thought would happen, and then the conclusion. And this can get a little bit messy, as you can see, so you want to make sure to have a, to lay something out, maybe a tarp or something like a tablecloth. You can even do it outside just in case. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up our experiment for today. Thank you guys so much for watching us. Thank you for interacting with us. We greatly appreciate you guys. We have Tuesdays with Mr. Pat tomorrow, so make sure you tune into that. I know he made puppets last week and he's been doodling. He's actually a really awesome artist, so I highly recommend tuning in, watching his doodles, and following along. That's been really fun. As always, we want to remind you guys about our Goose Chase app. So we're still going on our second round of Goose Chase. All of us have created awesome challenges for everyone to do. So like one of the challenges is take a selfie with your parent or take a selfie with a sibling, and it's really fun. So I was able to write the Goose Chase code backwards since it's mirrored. So here it is. The Goose Chase code is KK8P1K, and I'll just show you guys real quick how you can access that. All right, so we have Goose Chase. Okay, it's downloading. You have it installed? Okay. So this is what the Goose Chase app looks like. It's this one right here. It's literally 2 goose feet right there, and it's yellow, and you can find it in the App Store or on the Play Store, and that's what it looks like when you open it. So once you're in there, you're going to select Play as Guest, and it says Join a Game, or enter your game code. So we're going to enter our game code, which is KK8P11K. Submit. Fetching game, and then there we go, 2.0 Clip on the Go. Join the game, you create an account. So you do have to make an account, so you just write your name, you can set a picture on there. And for example, we have triple play time. So submit a video of you doing 15 jumping jacks in 15 seconds. Ms. Tasia, would you like to record it.
Okay.
All right, so this is one of the challenges. So it's doing 15 jumping jacks in 15 seconds.
1.
Ready?
Wait, I had to switch it.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
You made the
Awesome.
challenge.
Okay. Was it counting down?
Mhm.
Oh, cool. So it was counting down. We got the video, and you submit it. And you have the points. So it's pretty simple. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, we're so glad that you were able to join us. Thank you for your support and your comments. As I said, tomorrow is Tuesday with Mr. Pat. We're going to have Wellness Wednesday on Wednesday, and then we're going to have another activity on Thursday. So please stay tuned, and we'll definitely let you guys know the last Goose Chase rounds winners. So yeah, thank you so
Thank
much. Stay
you.
safe. Have a great day.